Two tragic ends in China's financial sector reported in one day. The number of corrupt officials violating regulations is astonishing. Over 17,000 cases investigated in a month. More than half of Chinese college graduates unemployed upon graduation. Over 240,000 evacuated in Yangtze River Basin flooding, suspected casualty underreporting in Hunan flood. Xi Jinping announces strategic partnership with Kazakhstan, Modi to miss SCO summit. It's all covered in today's China Truths. Two tragic ends in China's financial sector reported in one day. On July 3rd, there were reports from China's financial sector that two individuals faced tragic ends. A rumor quickly spread on Weibo about a female employee at CICC, China International Capital Corporation, who faced severe financial distress due to a salary cut, which led her to a fatal decision. Mainland media noted the shock of two such incidents occurring within the same industry on the same day. According to the Southern Metropolis Daily, on July 3rd, CICC became a trending topic on Weibo following the rumor that a female employee born in 1994 had made a drastic decision due to her inability to meet mortgage payments after a salary cut. That afternoon, CICC announced the tragic passing of an employee in Shanghai, expressing deep sadness and extending sympathies to the family. The same evening, unfortunate news emerged from Galaxy Securities. Reports from Casualty press suggested that a chief analyst in the chemical industry at Galaxy Securities had also met a tragic end after being dismissed. This news gained considerable attention within the industry, although Galaxy Securities stated that the specifics were still being confirmed and that official information would soon be provided. There is not much information about the chief analyst at Galaxy Securities, but there is a lot of personal information about the CICC female employee born in 1994. A NetEase writer named Xinefe commented that on the surface, the deceased CICC female employee seemed like someone else's child. An undergraduate at Zhejiang University's Chu Ka-chen Honors College, she was directly admitted to the Financial Master's program at the School of Economics without an exam, and she received national scholarships, dean's scholarships, and provincial outstanding graduate titles. During her junior year, as an outstanding student, she went to Hong Kong for an exchange program. But despite being a clear winner in life, she chose to a tragic end at the prime age of 30. It is said that she had just bought a penthouse in Hangzhou North Bund with a loan of 11.77 million yuan, about $1.62 million, meaning she had to repay at least 56,000 yuan, roughly $7,700, per month. However, her investment banking sector was facing large-scale layoffs, and salary cuts were common. It is rumored that her husband also worked in the financial industry and had already experienced salary cuts, and she was pregnant, suffering from prenatal depression. The combination of prenatal depression and enormous mortgage pressure became the last straw for this talented woman. According to a report by Southern Metropolis Daily, based on the 2023 annual report, among 51 listed securities companies, none had an average salary exceeding 1 million yuan, about $138,000, per employee. In the context of cost reduction, efficiency improvement, and strict supervision and management, banks and securities companies have also started to live frugally. In 2023, nearly half of the 42 listed banks saw a year-on-year decline in average salaries, mainly among large banks. Among 51 listed securities companies, 27 saw a decline in average salaries compared to 2022, bidding farewell to the era of annual salaries of 1 million yuan, with most senior executives' salaries returning to between 1 million and 3 million yuan, from $138,000 to $412,000. The number of corrupt officials violating regulations is astonishing. Over 17,000 cases investigated in a month. Recently, a video of a village secretary hosting a lavish meal for all the village party members using public funds went viral. The video subtitles show that the incident took place in a hotel in Shuangyashan, Heilongjiang, with the banquet spread across 2 rooms and 3 tables. While the group was feasting, two men entered. One of them asked, "Secretary, is it your birthday or the party's birthday today?" The secretary replied, "The party's birthday." The man filming asked, "Why didn't you invite the public to this meal?" The secretary replied, "We are having a meeting. If you have any objections, I will pay for it myself." Another voice said, "This is how money is wasted. Every year there are feasts, and they also buy gifts." Seeing the situation, the secretary immediately invited the two men filming to join the meal. "You two sit here, squeeze in." But they refused, saying, "We are not party members, not even active members." At the end of the video, the two men reported the incident to the relevant departments, which responded that an investigation was underway by the organization department and the disciplinary committee. However, netizens showed understanding of the situation, with some commenting on social media platform X that people join the Communist Party to benefit from public funds, criticizing the misuse of taxpayers' money and noting that the problem is even worse in higher levels of government. According to the latest data released by the CCDI, in May this year, a total of 17,204 cases of violations of the Central 8 Provision Spirit were investigated nationwide, nearly doubling the 9,755 cases in April. A total of 24,033 people were criticized, educated, and punished, including 16,317 who received disciplinary and administrative sanctions. The so-called Central 8 provisions were introduced by Xi Jinping at the Central Politburo meeting on December 4, 2012, including prohibitions on using public funds for banquets and receiving gifts and money, also known by some commentators in media as the Xi's 8 provisions. According to a report by Violating, under Xinhua News Agency, in a county in the southwest region, there were over 300 official receptions in 2023, hosting more than 3,600 people, with a total cost of around 300,000 yuan, about $42,000. In a county in the western region, the total number of official receptions in 2023 was over 270, with a total cost of over 820,000 yuan, about $113,000, ranking high in the number of activities for higher-level inspections and research. The article also mentioned the misuse of public funds for banquets and disguised tourism as party education and red education. A netizen on social media asked, "Did they become corrupt before joining the party and being promoted, or did they become corrupt after joining the party and being promoted?" Minxin Pei, a well-known American political scientist, stated that corruption is ingrained in the CCP's system and has become an integral part of the CCP's internal ecology. It appears that corrupt officials and the CCP have a mutually beneficial and supportive relationship. More than half of Chinese college graduates unemployed upon graduation. As China's economy continues to decline, the job market for recent college graduates is becoming increasingly severe. According to the 2024 College Graduate Employment Research Report released by China's Xiaoping Recruitment Network in May, as of mid-April, only 48% of graduates had received informal job offers, indicating a worse situation than last year. American economist David Huang said, "We see that the employment situation in China is very severe. Corporate profitability continues to decline, exports are not ideal, and domestic consumption, investment, and real estate are all very negative. Therefore, the employment conflict for college graduates is very prominent." The report shows that 51% of graduates believe that job stability is most important, and the proportion of graduates hoping to work in state-owned enterprises has risen for 5 consecutive years, from 36% in 2020 to 47.7% this year. In contrast, the proportion hoping to work in private enterprises has fallen for 5 consecutive years, from 25.1% in 2020 to 12.5% this year. Mr. David Huang explained that upward mobility in China is limited due to the monopolization of social resources by state-owned and central enterprises. These enterprises do not need highly professional skills and prefer loyalty over expertise, leading to an unsatisfactory employment situation for talented individuals and a significant waste of social resources. Experts believe that the actual unemployment rate in mainland China far exceeds the figures released by the CCP. Dr. Sun Guixiang, a professor at Nanhua University in Taiwan, stated that high unemployment rates show over half of the highly educated in mainland China are not utilized by society, impacting social resources and hindering sustainable economic development. Experts believe the CCP views youth unemployment as a sensitive issue, fearing it could threaten its authoritarian rule. Dr. Sun Guixiang explained that the CCP prioritizes social stability to maintain its one-party system, as unemployment can lead to social unrest, dissatisfaction, and crime due to economic and psychological pressures. Statistics released by the CCP authorities in June last year indicated that the unemployment rate among young people aged 16 to 24 had reached a record high of 21.3%. Afterward, the authorities stopped releasing such data. Over 240,000 evacuated in Yangtze River Basin flooding, suspected casualty underreporting in Hunan flood. Following deadly flash floods in southern China, the Yangtze River Basin in eastern China is now facing severe flooding, with some cities submerged and water levels rising by 12 meters, threatening the safety of nearly 1 million people. According to Agence France-Presse, AFP, citing China's official Xinhua news agency, widespread heavy rains across China have led to a significant increase in the flow of the Yangtze River. This surge has necessitated the evacuation of over 240,000 people in the eastern regions of the country. China has been grappling with extreme weather conditions for several months, including continuous heavy rains and heat waves. State media reports indicate that the Yangtze River's water levels in Anhui province have surpassed warning lines. The heavy rains have also elevated the warning levels for 20 additional rivers and 6 lakes in the area. The Emergency Management Department in Anhui reports that the rains have impacted 36 counties across 7 cities, affecting approximately 991,000 residents and forcing 242,000 to evacuate. Footage from China Central Television, CCTV, on Wednesday showed a rapid rise in the Yangtze River's water levels, almost completely submerging a sculpture in Wuhu town, which usually stands 12 meters above the water. Images also depicted volunteers in red vests patrolling the riverbanks, equipped with umbrellas, life jackets, and life buoys for emergency responses. Massive flood in Pingjiang, Hunan, suspected underreporting of casualties by officials. The situation in Pingjiang County, Yiyang, Hunan, has been particularly dire. On July 1, urban streets and old residential areas were almost entirely submerged, with widespread outages of internet and electricity, prompting continuous online pleas for help. Authorities have claimed that this is the worst flood in 70 years and have called for public donations. However, many netizens, while concerned, are reluctant to donate, with some sarcastically asking if the donations were meant to buy luxury cars or expensive liquor. An online image depicted dozens of people trapped in a street in Chengguan town, facing a shortage of supplies and food, with water levels continuing to rise, nearly submerging the second floor. Another image showed elderly and children trapped in a 5-story building, with water reaching the 3rd floor. Many people are reported missing in the floods, yet no official casualty reports have been released. Local residents claim that many have died, but these deaths are being concealed by the authorities. On July 2, a Pingjiang resident told Epoch Times reporters that a classmate had been swept away and died, with others in the community also lost to the flood. Another local mentioned that an elderly person living alone on the 1st floor was swept away by the floodwaters. A Pingjiang netizen stated, "Actually, many people in Pingjiang have died, but it hasn't been reported." Local government claims attribute the flooding to heavy rainfall, but screenshots shared by local grid officers indicate that the floods were caused by water discharged from upstream reservoirs. According to local netizens, the water rose too quickly, more than a meter within an hour, leaving many unable to evacuate in time, leading to deaths and people being trapped. Thus, the Pingjiang flood disaster is seen as a man-made catastrophe, not a natural one. Xi Jinping announces strategic partnership with Kazakhstan, Modi to miss SCO summit. On July 2nd, Chinese President Xi Jinping arrived in Kazakhstan for a state visit. During this visit, he announced that China-Kazakhstan relations have been elevated to a permanent comprehensive strategic partnership. She will also attend the 24th meeting of the Council of Heads of State of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization (SCO) in Astana. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who has seen worsening relations with the CCP, will not attend the SCO summit. According to Xinhua news agency, Xi Jinping was accompanied by high-ranking officials, including Politburo Standing Committee member Kai Chi and Foreign Minister Wang Yi. Kazakh President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev greeted Xi at the airport. In an article for Kazakh media, Xi Jinping highlighted that this is his fifth visit to Kazakhstan since becoming president. He emphasized the significant leap in bilateral relations to a permanent comprehensive strategic partnership, marking it as a major political guarantee for cooperation between the two nations. The SCO, founded by China and Russia in 2001, is a political and security organization with 9 permanent members: Kazakhstan, India, China, Kyrgyzstan, Pakistan, Russia, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, and Iran. This year, Belarus is expected to join, following an invitation during the 2023 online summit hosted by India. The SCO also includes 3 observer states and 13 dialogue partners. According to Voice of America, the SCO aims to counterbalance U.S. and Western influence in East Asia, Central Asia, and the Indian Ocean region. Central Asia is a key part of Xi's Belt and Road Initiative. China has committed billions of dollars to projects in some of the poorest areas of Central Asia, including the China-Kyrgyzstan-Uzbekistan highway. A Chinese company has also pledged to build a large solar power plant near the Tajikistan-Afghanistan border. Scholar Li Yuanhua, based in Australia, noted that the CCP's infrastructure investments in Belt and Road countries are vital for its industries. However, these investments often strain the recipient countries' economies, leading them to mortgage resources such as oil, natural gas, and ports. Commentator Lan Shu believes that the SCO summit is part of Xi's effort to form an anti-American alliance centered on the CCP. He explained that the CCP's main allies are Russia, Afghanistan, Iran, North Korea, and Belarus. However, the strength of these nations alone is insufficient, so the CCP seeks to include Central Asian countries in the alliance for mutual economic and resource cooperation. Recently re-elected Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi will not attend the SCO summit, delegating Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar to represent him. Some observers believe Modi's absence is due to strained India-China relations, allowing him to avoid meeting Xi Jinping. Since the 2020 India-China border conflict, Modi and Xi have only briefly interacted at international events and have not held formal bilateral meetings. Don't forget to comment in the section below to share your opinions on today's topic with us. If you find the information helpful, please share this video with a friend to watch together. This will be a great source of motivation for our team to produce more and more quality and reliable videos. And also don't forget to like and subscribe to see more interesting topics from China Truths. Thank you for tuning in.